Okay, when we talk about the youth pitching session, actually they had a pitching clinic that was held on how to pitch. They were taught how to pitch. It was held on the 23rd of December. 30 youths participated.
So these were conducted by the Kittangi Academy. The Kittangi Academy was initiated and formed by the youths of Malaysia. So the Malaysian Nagarathar youths created this, 5 of them, and they came up with their name themselves. And following the 23rd of December, where they had their pitching clinic, they also had a prelim pitch competition on 23rd of January 2023. 8 pitches were narrowed down, and top 3 will be presenting their pitches over here in the finals today.
So before that, I'll make another announcement. There's a B2B session going on in room number 302.
So those who are interested in getting a Malaysian permanent residence, you can actually attend this session, which is happening parallelly at room number 302. It will be by local partner Virgo Mantap Holding, chaired by Mr. V.T. Sivam, consultant for the Malaysian My Second Home program. All right, so if the stage is set, I think it's time for us to start the finals. So இளையர்கள் இங்க மேடையில் ஏறி அவங்களுடைய கனவு திட்டத்தை உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல போறாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு நீங்க செய்ய வேண்டியதுனா உங்களுடைய கைத்தட்டல்களை கொடுக்கணும், உற்சாகம் ஊட்டணும். நம்ம இன்றைக்கு மட்டும் இல்லை, நேற்று கூட நிறைய பேர் என்ன சொன்னாங்க, இளையர்களுக்கு நல்ல ஊக்கம் கொடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. ஆக இதுவே ஒரு முதல் படியாக இருக்கட்டும். ஆக உங்களுடைய பலமான கரகோஷத்தோடு இந்த போட்டியை நம்ம ஆரம்பிப்போம். இதோ முதல் போட்டியாளர் Magic Bubbles Detergent Co. by Vibhushana Lakshmanan.
A very good evening to everybody present here. I am Vibhushana and this is my company Magic Bubbles. So I'm going to take you through the following about me, about the company. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories with the numbers that I have and the business model that is being implemented in the company, and in the next few years what is our plan. So this is an existing startup I've run for about a year and 3 months. So I am currently pursuing my MBA final year and I'm also doing my MCOM through distance education, and before this I've had 3 startups and I've shut them down for various reasons, and this is my 4th startup. So what is Magic Bubbles and why is it unique from the products that is available in the market? This is phosphate free, light duty and very pocket friendly, and the main aim of Magic Bubbles is to develop a sustainable washing process. So it also has very less chemicals compared to the ones in the market. So these are some of the pain points and problems that Magic Bubbles is solving right now. So for the people, the rate of Magic Bubbles is comparatively very less than what is in the market. Say for example, if Rin is priced about 113, Magic Bubbles is only about 75 to 85 depending on the platform of sale. In the economical aspect, we are selling through self-help groups. So through this we are providing employment opportunity and women empowerment because women are in charge of these points. So we have about 4 points right now and we're looking forward to expanding to about 100 points in say the next 2 years. So in each point about 100 women are being employed. And for the environment, since it's phosphate free, it is not going to support the process of eutrophication, and this will help us build a sustainable future. So these are some of the competitors that we have taken in 3 different levels. So in the popular category, we'd have Gadi, Nirma and Wheel. And in the mid-range category, we'd have Tide, Rin and Mr. White. And in the premium category, we'd have Surf, Henko and Ariel. So we'd also be using the Red Ocean strategy because we have a lot of competitors in the market right now. And the product features of Magic Bubbles. It is good in both the hard and soft water. This is one of the testimonials that we have received from one of our clients who has been with the company for more than a year. And it is really good in removing tough stains and it takes good care of your clothes. Since it's phosphate free, it is not going to harm the environment as well as take good care of your clothes. So these are some more testimonials that we've collected and what do they expect from Magic Bubbles in the future. Since they've been using for a year, they should know what they expect from a company. So they have told that they wanted more flavors in the powder and they wanted liquid detergent. So we are developing that and it is in process. So this is the channel of distribution that we started with in the self-help groups. So we have 2 points. One is the Ottanjathuram and Udumalpet. So from these points, we'd have sub-points like Ottanjathuram and Dindigul, and then Palni and Udumalpet. So as I said before, in each point, we have about 100 women supplying to sub-categories that they have. And there are 2 more upcoming points. One is in Madurai and another one is in Chennai. We are in talk for that. So the market validation that we've had until now, we've sold about 5,000 pouches with the initial investment of 1,16,000 for GST, packaging and deciding of the product, and 3,65,800 is the turnover that we've made, and the profit that we hold in hand right now is 1,19,000, and we are under production for another 5,000 and we'd be selling it another 2 months. So this is the packaging of Magic Bubbles, and I am a designer myself, so I put in more interest in designing this package. I do believe that because going to the economically backward classes or the middle class people, the packaging is something that is going to be attractive, and that is what catches the market. So since other competitors have really good packaging, we've put in time to design this. So the environment aspect that we'd be covering, because it's phosphate free, is that so in the social foundation there wouldn't be a shortfall of water and health, and in the economical ceiling we'd be taking care of the chemical pollution and the freshwater pollution. So the segmenting, targeting and positioning of Magic Bubbles. There are 2 targets in Magic Bubbles. So one would be somebody who is looking forward to building a sustainable lifestyle, which would be upper middle class, and the other one would be the middle class people who are looking forward to saving money from it. So, and the age group that we focus for is like about 18 to 35, 30%, 36 to 55, 60%, and above 56 years of age, 10%. We have 3 interests of category that we'll be focusing on through agents and sellers, e-commerce platforms and direct sales. We have the e-commerce presence in Amazon and Instagram. Instagram is just to focus about the product that we have and explain about it. And Amazon, we have sold about 20 units right now. And the operation process of Magic Bubbles, so we procure the raw materials, mix the raw materials, we spray dry, label, package, and we ship, and then billing happens. So I've come up with some calculation, and how did I do this is through the secondary data that is available in the internet. So the market validation that we have for the total market is that per household they use about 2.7 kg of detergent a year. So these are some quick numbers that I'm going to run you through. If in case I wanted to produce 1,00,000 pouches of Magic Bubbles, what would I need? The assumptions that are made is that we'd be running 8-hour shift a day, 25 days a month and 300 days a year. So the fixed capital would be about 7,34,000. The materials would be, say, the ribbon blender, SS tray, weighing balance scale like 15 kg capacity, and some storage items, office equipments and electrification. So the manpower investment would be 2 managers, 8 unskilled workers, 4 skilled workers, 4 loadmen and 2 security. So that would come about 3,10,000. And the other expenses that we'd be having is raw materials, water, rent, maintenance, transportation and insurance, which would come about, with a buffer would come around 11,70,000. So the total estimate that we've calculated, with all this total, it would come around 22,14,000, and with the sales and distribution expenses of another 32,32,500. If we're going to sell a lakh product for 75 rupees, we'd make a profit of 25 lakhs for this 1 lakh pouches. So the total share of the market is about 302.4 million population into 2.7 kgs of detergent that they're using. So this is about 816 crores market in India. If we're going to only take 1% of the share, it's going to be 8 crore. So our aim is to take up 1% of the share in the next 5 years, which is going to be an 8 crore business. And maybe after 10 years, we'd be focusing on 5% of the share in the market. So I do have a story and an action after this. So the story of Magic Bubbles and how did we come up with this? My mom and me, we were discussing about coming up with sustainable ways of living, and that is when we found out that detergent in the market contains phosphate and it is not sustainable for our environment. So that is when we started finding out alternatives for phosphate and coming up with formulas. So about 15 to 20 formulas later, we got the final product, which is Magic Bubbles, and this is the annexure of the other market validation that I've got through market research that I conducted with 20 people who have been traveling with us since the first 3 months till today. So this, and some more people because they expect price, smell, quality and quantity, and I think Magic Bubbles do have that. And so out of this, 35% of the people have would love to buy again, and 40% of the people I have heard about Magic Bubbles, and 20% are using it for a long time. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. Are you nervous?
Kind of in the
Yeah,
middle.
it's okay. Don't feel bad about it. Thank you for the presentation. I think you did a very good job.
Thank you.
Very confident on stage, and I appreciate it quite a bit. I have a question about how you are selling the product. Early in the presentation, you said that one of the things that's valuable is the economic value. I think you call it something like that, right? Where people are selling these products through their networks, and this is something that's important to your model. So right now, how much does one seller sell every month? And I guess the follow-up is, how many of those people do you need to go and sign on so you can kind of grow the business more? Yeah.
So in each point, we have 2 people in contact with us, and they have about 100 women they have employed below them, and these 100 women would reach out to a lot of people that they can contact. So this is something that, you can reach the local market and the rural market since the pricing is really low. And one thing that we'd be focusing on is that they would pay 50% before taking the product, and then they'd pay the rest 50 when the product is sold and they come for the next lot that they want to purchase. So we're looking forward to expanding into the e-commerce because it is a sustainable product, and the second target is the upper middle class families that we want. So e-commerce would be to target them, and the rural market would be targeted by the self-help groups.
So you talk about e-commerce. How do you market it on the e-commerce platforms?
So we have some plans on Amazon and Flipkart, like pay-per-click and this L1, L2 banners, coming up with festive offers, combo offers, and so I think that will help us.
Have you already tried digital marketing or
No.
pay-per-click? Have you tried?
No, we haven't done yet. We've done for other products like the previous startups that I've had and my father's business. So for Magic Bubbles, we haven't done anything yet, and we're looking forward to doing it.
It'll be interesting to know if you try what type of return on ad spends you get to see whether the business can really scale sustainably.
So maybe I could share with the experience that I have from the other products. So one product that we've listed, we had it in bidding system for the L1 and L2 banner. So I think the number of clicks increased and people were more interested in knowing what the product is about. So I think that will work for this product as well.
Sure. Did you ever try to see how, from your marketing budget, how much revenue was generated? Like for every dollar spent on marketing, how much revenue was generated?
I didn't get to see
Yeah.
that because that was handled by a different team.
That'll be helpful because if you can do that and then you can calculate that as a percentage of gross profit, then you can actually see how much money you need to grow, and that will be good for planning and also investment raising purposes.
I'll note that down, sorry.
I guess to ask a question about the beginning side of it. So are you currently manufacturing this product yourself, or are you outsourcing it to a third party?
So it is both half and half. We are acquiring the product as well as manufacturing it. So we're trying to come up with manufacturing on our own, and that is why we need this investment to set up a factory.
Is that including the packaging itself as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And on the logistics side, because you're selling into some rural markets, are you managing the logistics yourself, or you have a third party partner, or how are you managing the logistics side?
So for now, the administration is being handled by my family, and we have, in each point, we have about 2 people that we contact, and so we're personally doing it. We haven't given to any third party yet.
And the cost projections are including scaling up the projection yourself, or how are you viewing the scaling up to the production side?
So the initial part, we thought we would do it so that the cost would cut down, and we'd have this penetrative pricing that we can follow as a strategy to enter the market. So maybe when the business grows and we're not able to handle everything together, then we'd hire somebody outside, like the third party, to manage it.
And since you're looking at sustainability angle of this, are these individually packed units, or are they in bulk purchase? And I'm leading that direction because of the plastic associated and that. Yeah.
So for the rural market, we're focusing on 1 kg packs because that is the quantity that they would purchase. But the ones in Amazon, we have come up with 3 kg and 5 kg packs because these are upper middle class families and they would purchase in bulk. So this would also cut down the cost of packaging and would save the environment. So 3 kg and 5 kg pouches are available.
Okay, and last question for me, the 365 that you have in sales so far, that's over what time period?
Over a year.
Over 1 year. Okay, cool. Thank you.
A quick question on going into upper middle class. Is it because you want to just expand, or you hit a flat at the current rural market that you have right now?
So it would majorly be that we wanted to expand, but then it's a sustainable product and this rural market people wouldn't understand what sustainability is as of my knowledge, and it requires a lot of workshops to make them understand. So if it's upper middle class and the middle class family, they would understand about sustainability, and a lot of us are switching into sustainable living right now, like from tea pouches to avoiding plastic packages. So I think that is why we wanted to expand into the upper middle class target group.
So this packages are compatible in washing machines as well?
Yes, sir. A scoop for bucket and 2 scoops for washing machine.
Okay, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vibhushana. So next we have A.R. Aruna Alagappan. A.R. Aruna Alagappan. The male, I'm sorry about that.
Okay. அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Myself Arun from Inex Labs. Next generation lab generating bots that can speak, chat, listen, learn and adapt. I think you guys have made my job little easy when I was before getting into the pitch by showing all the QR code scanners, everything, how this works. So everybody here would agree that customer satisfaction and customer experience is the topmost priority for every business. But we also need to understand that 1/3 of the customers would switch in case if there is a bad experience with the business. And every customer is expecting a 24/7 support for their businesses. Say, for example, if I just connect to a business and they say like it's not an operating hour, so everybody is not in a good mode. So, and also like they want to reach it in an easy mode rather than calling a toll-free number, pressing 1, 2, 3, 10, and getting lost in the flow. So instead, they want to reach it in an easy way. So, and for a business, customer retention is the top priority, and all these things needs to be achieved in a cost-effective way. So we, Inex Labs, provide solutions for all these challenges. So we are an AI-focused company based in Singapore and India. We are specialized in building AI conversational products. So we build chatbots, voice bots, etc. that can run on multiple channels like WhatsApp, Google, Facebook, Apple Message, etc. And earlier days, like users were learning how to use a computer. But nowadays, we know, right, with the AI and ML, like computer is learning who the user is, what he is doing, and it's completely filtering out everything. So with this technology, how we are going to take our business to the next level. So we provide you solutions. We provide you industry-specific solutions. Like we have Inex Retail, Healthcare, Bank, F&B, etc. We have pre-trained our bots in all these industries. Say, for example, if you are getting into a restaurant, and instead of just ordering it to the server and he getting into the kitchen and bringing you all the food, think of just scanning some QR code in the table like what we have now, and just scanning it, ordering it, and the food will be delivered. So the experience, what we give to the customers actually matters now. And maybe I can show you a demo in the end of our presentation. So Gartner predicts like the chatbots are going to be the primary customer service channel, and in the next 2 years, 38% of the organizations are going to implement chatbots. And how different we are from the regular chatbots. So, you know, you would have used Ola, Amazon, customer supports and all. So they'll be giving you an option, and you have to select in one option, and they'll respond back. Even I had one of my friend showing me a chatbot today, which actually asked people to reply as 0, reply as 1, reply as 2. So our bots can talk naturally using the AI. So if you say like, hey, I would like to book an appointment, it can understand what is an appointment. So if I say like, I would like to book an appointment tomorrow, so it understands what is tomorrow. So our bots can make you suggestions, it can be self-trained, and it can escalate to the human in case if there is any necessary. And our competitors will be LOAI, Haptic, and Active AI, who are the top people in this market. And we are early adapters of Neural Voice and OpenAI, and how different we are from them. So we do customization to the root level of the organization. So if there is anything that needs to be automated, we can do the customization to the root level. And our pricing plans are affordable, and we can guarantee a customer service, good customer service and support. And here are a few customers that we have acquired so far in the past 1 year. And we thank here Lakshmi Ceramics here for trusting us and giving us the opportunity to serve them. And few other customers are T-Live, Fullerton, and we work with Pondicherry government for tourism as well. So we are clear in our pricing plans. So, but we need to understand the pricing depends on the size of the conversations, the automation, what we are going to do, and the channels, what they are going to use, everything. So from the leadership team's perspective, myself, Aruna Ragappan, and we have few more people like Murugapan, Annamalai, Sachin, who are industry experts and taking care of product engineering, sales and marketing, finance and accounting. And where are we now? So we have put 360,000 Singapore dollars so far into this business, and we have started acquiring customers just before. So we have acquired 25 customers so far, and we expect to make 235,000 Singapore dollars in 2023, and we expect to do the break even in the next end of the year. So things like we spent almost a year in building the product and then stabilizing the product, and we are just getting into it. So what are we looking for? For the past 2 days, we were discussing like young people needs to get into business. So and innovative entrepreneurship, there should be a wow factor, everything. So we have started, we have put our efforts, we have started the business. So we require your support to scale up our business to the next level. So we are looking for an investor who can fund us like 1.5 million Singapore dollars for X% of the share. So we can discuss on the financials with them one-to-one. And the business opportunities, we have a lot of businesses here. So I see Minu Subaya Diamonds, everything. They have a QR code placed in the table. Thing is like when I scan it, it takes me to the WhatsApp and says hi. Somebody will be responding it. But what we can do for them is like we can automate them the complete responses. So we can automate like saying like who diamonds are, Minu Subaya Diamonds are, and what they are doing, and what the customer is expecting, we are responding. And we are looking for partners as well across the globe. Say, for example, you might not need to be an investor. You can be a person who can refer us, or you can take us to the business whom you know. You will be having existing clients, customers who need our solutions. So we are looking for business development people and the business people who can refer us to other people so that we will be able to grow up in a very good way. And this is how we are planning to utilize our fund. So as I told, like, we spent our year in the product development and stabilization. So now we have fastened our seat belt to scale up. So we are planning to use 40% of the funding into sales and marketing, and the remaining into team expansion, R&D, infrastructure, and cash reserve. Future is actually faster than we think. Together, let's redefine customer experience. Before ending up, I would like to show a quick demo of how our bots can work. So people would have known about TSD Dental Group in Singapore. So they are one of our customers. And currently how the hospital works is like people will be calling and just making an appointment, and they'll be calling and rescheduling the appointment, and they'll be again calling and asking like, we need to cancel it. So everything, a receptionist needs to attend all the calls, and she'll not be able to take the person who is stepping into it, or we need to have a dedicated customer support to do all these things. So, but instead, if what we did for them is like, we just gave them a WhatsApp number who they gave to the customers. And if somebody needs an appointment, they can just send a hi, and our bots can automatically reply you like, hey Aaron, welcome, like this is what you would like to do. So usually, instead of choosing options like book appointments or services, etc., you can even say like, I would like to book an appointment. So this natural free flow text will be read, and our artificial intelligence can convert it and say like, which date would you like to book? And you don't need to type a date exactly. You can say something like today or tomorrow. So the tomorrow will be actually read, and it'll ask like at what time it needs to be scheduled. If I say something like 7 p.m., so the bot, it says like our operating hours are 9 to 6, and you can book an appointment between 9 to 6. And if I put something like 5 p.m., it asks me to confirm. I can just confirm. My booking is confirmed, and I'll be getting a message, a reminder message where I can reschedule it or cancel it. So this is one of the use cases what I'm talking about, but this is not the single use case. We can do it for any industry, not only hospital. We can do it for restaurant, we can do it for retail, and we can do it for anybody who needs an automation in the customer service and enriching the customer experience. So this is our business all about, and thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Aruna. Now you'll have 3 minutes of Q&A session.
Thank you.
How much time do we have for Q&A?
3 minutes.
Okay. You guys have any questions?
Okay, so thanks for the presentation. Quite nice to see. I guess the starting point on the question would end up being, because you're facilitating a lot of transactional behavior with the example that you gave, as well as the other industries that you highlighted, do you have your own CRM backing this, or do you integrate with other CRM systems?
We are integrating with most of the CRM systems. We actually initially approached kitchen systems. We actually approached restaurants. The thing is, like, they are already using a POS, and we provide a complete solution. The switching cost was high for them. So what we preferred is, like, if there is a new customer, we can give them a complete solution. So if there is an existing customer, we want to reduce the switching cost. So we integrate with them. Say for TSD Dental, we integrated with Medisys. And we have partnered with Zendesk in Malaysia, so who has taken us to the T-Live and other customers. So to reduce the switching cost, we are actually partnering with the existing systems, what they are using. And maybe once we grow up, and we can build our own CRM system and give it as a complete solution to the people.
And so because of that, you still enable the retargeting and the customer loyalty end of these interactions, or that all still sits with their existing systems?
We actually have admin portal. So for example, when we say like retargeting and other stuffs, so we work with Vistara in Singapore. So actually we do a broadcast, we do have an admin panel completely where they can do few actions like broadcasting a message, creating a template, everything over in our system. So we are not depending completely on the system. So only like actions like placing the order in the kitchen or booking an appointment. So we depend on the CRM or the systems for these kind of actions. So other than that, like retargeting, broadcasting some information, so like Vistara and all, like we'll broadcast messages every week. So if there is anybody who is dealing with the jewelries here, so they'll know, like they'll be running a Bangle Mela, they'll be running some 5% off and birthday messages. So we have a front end for that actually. We have developed it in React, and we have a front end, and they can use those systems. Only which needs an integration will go to their own systems.
Okay, and I guess another question is when you're talking about these different sorts of transactions and facilitating dental offices, F&B, and so forth. There's a lot of contextualization to these interactions, being able to get the menu of services, the scope of services, and a large amount of details in regards to the descriptions and so on and so forth. How are you able to scale up your model of being able to train these bots in order to facilitate each of these individual use cases across your client base?
Okay, so how we have done is like we have a dedicated bots like what I told. So like we have iNext F&B, which is an F&B bot. We have trained it with all the knowledge for F&B. And we have educated the retail bot with the retail industry knowledge. So we have them in different app services. And if there is anybody who is requiring the solution, so we will just take the bot from there and we just add the layer what the customers needs, and we will just bind them and give it. So that's how we do. And the training is actually done using all the conversation. We have conversation designers, so we will get the information from them what needs to be handled by the bot, and we design the conversation how it's going to be.
And last question. So you've currently done 350,000 Sing in revenue. How many clients is that? And what time period is that revenue generated over?
360,000 is the investment what we have put into the company so far for the product development and stabilization. So we are expecting 235,000 Sing dollars revenue this year. So we have just started acquiring customers.
What's your current ARR run rate right now as of today?
I'm not sure about the ARR run rate. Like we are making like $20,000 to $30,000 per month at this stage.
Okay.
And so the expansion plan, with the expansion plans and everything, the numbers what we are expecting is $235,000 a year.
Just a quick note. I just not a question really, because I know we're out of time. But I think just some advice for the next time you pitch, right? It's important to stick within the time frame, because that will allow the panelists to kind of ask you questions. And I think we get a lot from these questions than just the pitch itself. So, try to budget the time on stage.
Okay.
Also, I thought the demo is helpful for me to understand what you did. Maybe in the next presentation you do, push it forward.
Okay.
So we can understand it better. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Aruna
Thank you.
Alagappan. Okay, next up we have our final contestant for this finals. Give it up for Alagaminal and Valliyappan. West meets East.
A very good evening, and good evening to ladies and gentlemen and distinguished panel. My name is Alagaminal Valliyappan, and I will be presenting my business idea. So this is West meets East. Healthy fusion isn't expensive. So from the outlook itself, we know it's going to be about food. So let's go into the problem we are trying to solve. So the problem we are trying to solve is, like all Malaysians would have experienced this, especially young working adults. So you will find healthy food is a luxury and it's not cost effective on a daily consumption. And you always find healthy foods are always bland and tasteless. And some of you might think it's repetitive and it's generic cuisines, and you feel like you cannot control the portion when you go into like salad bars or poke bowl, and where they give you a preset menu where you have to eat what they are offering for that price range. So we are here to address all this problem, and before going into that, let me talk about the target market that we are trying to reach. So in Malaysia, there are 32 million population. In Klang Valley alone, there are 8.6 million people, and the market size we are targeting is 2.15 million people, and these people are actually 22 years old to 40 years old working adults in Klang Valley, and they are growingly health conscious. So this is a report from GrabFood's Food Trends report of 2020 and 2021. They say that 7 out of 10 Malaysians are willing to pay more, wants to eat healthier, and 44% of them are willing to pay more for healthier food options. Additionally, their order tripled in 2020 compared to 2019 on healthy foods. This shows that Malaysians are willing to spend more on their health by eating healthy food. So this is our business model. So I'm going to talk about the business model, which is a retail model, before going into the e-commerce. So first of all, we will do a recipe curation. So there will be 15 types of healthy fusion recipes. I will show you the example later. And then the reason we are limiting it to 15 is to ensure consistency and also perfection. So then we will move on to setting up of the restaurant, where it's going to be 1,500 square feet size premise in Kuala Lumpur or a neighborhood mall. So please note that the location we are looking at is very specific, so where we can get the traction. So we'll be hiring 4 to 5 staffs, inclusive of a cashier, 2 cooks and help. And it's going to be a self-service method that we will prioritize on takeaways and dine-ins. So you can see the picture on the right side of left side of mine, that it will be displayed in such a way then the person can come and pick what kind of food and what's the portion they want before they pay for it. Okay, so this is our revenue stream. So I'm going to limit, people from Singapore and Malaysia, they know what is the economy rice and a mixed rice concept. So you pick and pay later. But here it's a little different, that a person will be standing behind the bar, the food bar, and then they will scoop the food and then put it on the plate. So in that way, we can control the portion. So per scoop, for example, per scoop of meat is 4 ringgit and per scoop of vegetable will be 2 ringgit. So in that way, the customer can control the portion and at the same time, we can control our operating costs. So the payment mode is usually cash, card, and also QR code, which involves e-wallet and stuff. So this is our revenue target for the next 3 years. So average spend per pax is 14 ringgit. So the available sitting in per outlet is 25. Then the turnover of a per sitting is 3 per day. And then number of days is 365. And then the year we are looking at is 3 years. And within 3 years, we will be achieving 1.2 million in revenue for one outlet alone. Moving on. So this is the sample recipes that we are planning to curate and sell it to our customer. So for example, cilantro infused cauliflower rice. So this is where West meets East. So it's basically Indian food with healthy Western options. We will fuse it together. So it will give you a different type of taste where people can enjoy the taste at the same time eat healthy. So another example is soy sauce based stir-fried zucchini noodles. So it's a Chinese including with a Western vegetable, which is a zucchini. And followed by millet vermicelli Alfredo pasta. So we made it in a very healthier way, less salt, less oil and salt. And then these are our competitors in Malaysia alone. So a grain salad atelier, Go Clean, Diet Monster, Natural Healthy, Veggie Fusion. So all of them are very similar. When it comes to inexpensive, it's only us and also Go Clean and Natural Healthy Veggie Fusion. But then when you come to flexible option, only we have it because we are adopting the economy rice style when we are serving, serving when we are serving our customer. So our cost strategy is definitely location and the food we are preparing, which is whole food, and the curated menu, it's well curated, and also our price point. Then this is our future expansion strategy. So we'll later on, once we establish a restaurant, then only we'll go into the digital platform, for example, social media. And then we will leverage on our data analytics. For example, we'll identify the best selling and the least selling. Then we will see whether this product is good or not so that we can remove it from our menu or serve it in a better quantity. Then in the future, we'll partner up with the Cloud Kitchen, open more stores in area attraction, or go for franchise. All that we will do later until the reason we are doing this because we want to create a brand loyalty where people get familiar with our brand first before they can go and look for other options where they can source for our food. So our fund we are looking at is 120,000 ringgit for marketing 15%. Equipment procurement 20%, space rental 25%, new hires 30%, and product development 10%. And this is our financial projection. So the revenue we are looking at in the first year is 383,000, the following year is 767, and the third year is 1.15 million, and the return on investment for 120,000 is actually 200%. So the offered stake is 40% equity for the 120,000 funding. And this is me. So basically, I'm the recipe curator, and I'm coming from a family of a restaurateur with 50 years long history. So I worked with my dad for setting up restaurant. For example, doing administrative work, setting up like GrabFood, Food Panda for him. We explored a lot of restaurants in KL looking for what is their selling point and what is their non-selling point. Then we will assess on the location. So we did that when my dad was setting up the restaurant, but my idea here is different on the food innovation part, and this is my co-founder, and she's into food as well, and we both are looking forward to start this business in the next 6 months to 1 year. Thank you.
Very well presented. I've got a question. You mentioned location is important. So which locations have you identified? Or if you've not identified, what type of locations are you looking at?
We are looking at banking location, financial centers, and let me name a few locations in Malaysia, which is near Masjid Jami area, Kuala Lumpur, Jalan Ampang, that area. But we are not going to go for KLCC malls or Pavilion Mall. We are going to go for like small shop lots like nearby. So when people walk by in order to go across or something, they will spot our restaurant and walk in. So we are not going to spend money on marketing or getting into a famous location or something, but the location has to be accessible for all these offices.
I thought you did a really good job with the presentation. Very well presented, articulated. My only complaint is that you didn't bring food to bribe the judges.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I was feeling hungry already.
Yeah, I was like, I wish there was food in front of me now. I have a question, not about the business per se. Well, it's related. Why are you giving out so much of the company for 120,000 ringgit? Are you saying that if we gave you 300,000 ringgit, we can take the whole thing? I mean, is that what you're saying?
Okay, can I go? Oh, yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
The reason is because when it comes to valuation, I need to have something to prove. I don't have anything. I'm not a chef. I have never done a restaurant before. I only helped out in the restaurant, so I have nothing to prove. So the first time I'm willing to let go more so that I can prove myself and prove the concept. So in the future, when I'm going into expanding the business, I can reduce the stake and ask for more money. Yeah, that's the only reason.
We can talk about this later, but I wouldn't recommend you giving out so much of the company so early.
Thank you.
வெற்றியாளருக்கு என்ன போகும் அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம வந்து சொல்லிடுவோம். மூன்றாவது பரிசை வெல்பவருக்கு 300 வெள்ளி US டாலர்ஸ் பரிசாக போகிறது.
இரண்டாவது பரிசை வெல்பவருக்கு 500 அமெரிக்க டாலர் பரிசாக கிடைக்கும். முதல் பரிசை வெல்பவருக்கு 1000 வெள்ளி 1000 US டாலர்ஸ் பரிசாக கிடைக்கும். இவங்க தான் நம்ம எதிர்காலம். இவங்களுக்கு வந்து நீங்கள் நிறைய என்கரேஜ்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கணும். அவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு பெரிய கைத்தட்டல் கொடுப்போம். ரொம்ப அருமையாக ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணாங்க. அதுக்கு அவங்க எவ்வளோ முயற்சி எடுத்திருக்கிறாங்க, அவங்க எவ்வளோ கைடன்ஸை வந்து பயன்படுத்திக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க, எந்த அளவுக்கு அவங்க அதில் ஈடுபாடோடு செஞ்சுருக்காங்கங்கிறது நமக்கு தெரிஞ்சுது.
ஆல்ரைட், ஸோ நடுவர்கள் வந்து அவங்க தீர்மானத்தை வந்து ரெடியாக வச்சிருக்கிறாங்க. யார் வெற்றியாளர்கள் அப்படிங்கிறத இப்போ அவங்க உங்களோட பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள போகிறாங்க. ஸோ மிஸ்டர் ஆரன் சர்மா, we are ready to hear who are the winners of this pitching competition.
Thank you. All right, so this wasn't easy. We had a bit of a debate about who we should crown the winner for this afternoon. But we've decided on the winner for today. The decision was made based mostly on the quality of the presentation. I just want to be very clear, right? The quality of the presentation and the business pitch itself. So it's not in any way a statement about the quality of the businesses, okay, guys? These are conversations you can have with investors, and we can talk to you about that later, right? Okay, so do we have a drum roll? No? No?
We can all give a drum roll.
Yeah. All right. So we'll announce the winner, and then I'll announce the runners up. Okay. So the winner for this one is, drum roll, East meets West.
Well done. Alagaminal.
Is by Alagaminal Valliyappan.
அவங்க 1000 வெள்ளி அமெரிக்கன் டாலரை தட்டி செல்றாங்க பரிசாக. மறுபடியும் அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பலத்த கரகோஷத்தை கொடுப்போம்.
So congratulations, well done. You can buy us coffee after this, okay? Oh yeah, give us some detergent. We can use this. no, give us some food. Sorry. Sorry, that's you.
So this shows how impressive the pitches were to the judges.
I was thinking of the detergent. Okay. Yeah, give us some food, okay, when you have the restaurant. Okay. Yeah. The next one, 2 and 3 will announce together, and you guys can come out. We'll take a picture together, okay? Next place is Magic Bubbles. And then iNext Labs. So come on up, guys. Let's take a picture together.
Magic Bubbles Detergent Co. by Vibhushana Lakshmanan. Yes.
அவர் 500 வெள்ளி
You can
அமெரிக்கன்
give us
டாலரை
the
தட்டி
detergents as
செல்கிறார்.
well, okay?
மற்றும்
iNext Labs by Aruna Alagappan.
300 வெள்ளி அமெரிக்கன் டாலரை தட்டி செல்கிறார்.
இவர்கள் அனைவருமே வெற்றியாளர்கள் தான். ஒரு பலத்த கரகோஷத்துடன் இவர்களுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல ஊக்கமளிப்போம்.
Thank you, judges. Thanks, guys.